Well, it is safe to say that I am hooked on Titans now. Episode 8 is by far the best this series has to offer, and it's going to get better. At least I hope so. Although, it's going to leave a lot of you guys cursing the whole 1 week break thing. Even though there's a new episode next week, it's filler content from the past. So this episode ends on a cliffhanger, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till next week. Oh yeah, filler. But there is so much to unpack from this week's episode. Hey, what's happening, Gothamites? I'm Kwing, and this is my review of Titans, Episode 8, Donna Troy. And yes, this video will contain spoilers, duh. So you've been warned. Alright. The episode actually kicks off with another Robin early years flashback, set in Wayne Manor. So Robin is coming back after a mission against the Joker, and he's kind of having a bad day. So as soon as he sees someone in his room, he throws a birdarang, only for the mysterious girl to catch it and then do small talk. Just who is this girl? Well, it is none other than Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl, who's there to do homework, while Bruce and Diana are downstairs discussing Justice League matters. So Robin opens up a little bit to Donna and tells her, you know, I'm just having a really bad day because Bruce didn't want me to come on this mission because it was against him. And she's like, oh yeah, even Wonder Woman's scared of the Joker. He's creepy. And yeah, again, this is Wonder Girl, the older, smarter, prettier person than Dick Grayson. And I really love the chemistry between these two actors, especially the younger ones portraying Donna and Dick. It felt like a BFF thing. So you find out that, of course, Diana is over at Wayne Manor speaking with Bruce about some Justice League matters. Yep, I said Justice League, and no, I don't know whose Earth this is. But I do know this isn't whatever the DC Cinematic Universe is, because that Batman was solo until Soup showed up and made the Justice League or whatever. But I like this better than the Cinematic Universe. It's handled much better. Even though it just alludes to stuff, it's handled much better. But if I had to place this DC TV universe, I would probably put it in the CW Supergirl Earth, since both Batman and Wonder Woman have kind of been mentioned in passing on the show. Anyway, Dick is talking about how disturbed he is with the Joker, a guy who just kills because he can. No reason for it, and that really bothers Grayson. Donna, being the kind of older sister that she is, offers him some advice and a good pep talk, and he tells her, you know what, you're really good at making me feel better, because Bruce kind of sucks at it, you know, with the whole pep talk thing. And she's like, well, that's because I'm Donna Troy and I'm awesome. And it's like, yeah. But she's pretty much like, you know what? You're probably going to defeat the Joker someday with Batman, so don't sweat it. Also, she's happy to help because that's what sidekicks do. They stick together. And yeah, if you didn't know, Donna Troy is Wonder Woman's sidekick since the 60s comics, and she's been a crush/love interest for Robin in the early Teen Titans books set in the 60s. And then, of course, they became best friends in the new Teen Titans, which she was one of the original Titans to stay on for the 80s incarnation, for a while anyway. And then she became best friends with Starfire, and she was actually a pivotal member of the team, although her role was kind of replaced by Raven in the 2003 cartoon show, and they made Raven and Starfire like the inseparable best friends. And they were friends in the comics, just not that close. It was Donna and Starfire. Now you know. So this quick opening got my head spinning in so many directions. It proved my theory that Dick Grayson has been Robin since he was 11 or 12 years old. He even had his birdarang, which was kind of cool. It's Robin's signature weapon ever since Tim Drake. So this DC Earth also has sidekicks, Wonder Woman, and Robin and the sidekicks work with the Justice League, kind of like Young Justice, but this isn't that. So yeah, I was just like, okay, this is kind of awesome. But just to recap from last week, in case you guys didn't watch it, or my review, the Titans were in an asylum, but not Arkham, and Raven rescued every single one of them by taking out the Warden. Dick, Corey, and BB were all tortured and still having issues a little bit at the start of this episode once we get into the present. Minus Grayson, who's fine the next day or so. I don't know how long it's been. There might be a time skip of a week or something like that. But everybody's just kind of chilling in the Wayne, Chicago condo thing. But I will say this, Grayson actually feels really good inside after burning his Robin suit, which was kind of like a shrieking moment for me. because it was like, you could just hold on to the suit. You don't need to burn it. You could burn it metaphorically in your mind. But no, you just had to torch the thing, Pyro. Gar feels different after killing somebody, and Rachel is just kind of humming and making her mom breakfast, even though she also murdered somebody. And Corey is having constant nightmares showing her inside this alien spaceship with these different, like, words like Charlie Brown parents yelling at her or something. So she might not be able to understand it, but maybe she can subconsciously. The episode also continues to develop the relationship between Robin and Starfire, which, again, comic accurate, cartoon accurate, Teen Titans Go accurate. It's all good. After breakfast, the team decides to live with Raven's mom in Ohio for reasons. Dick leaves the team officially, thinking that the threat of the cult is now over. Plus, with Starfire around, Rachel is most likely safe. So he leaves, and Rachel is cool with him doing so, even though she calls him a jerk before he leaves. And he kind of is, because remember, the trope of this series is, I'm never going to leave you. You can trust me. I'm Dick Grayson. And what does he do? He leaves. So just where is he going? Well, to talk to his best friend in the world, Donna Troy. Now, I didn't catch the name of the city where she lives, but Dick goes there seeking answers and needing to chat to rediscover himself. And he doesn't want to reconnect with Bruce or any of the other sidekicks, Alfred, or even Jason Todd. This is something he needs to do on his own to talk to somebody who can kind of relate to the life that he had, which would be Wonder Woman's sidekick, Donna. So we run into the two characters where Troy is running late for work, no idea what she does, and she tells Grayson, you can stay on the couch for as long as you need to, and then asks him if he still has game, and we get to see her superpowers come into play as she leaps over a building or something, and Grayson is just like, I hate my life. This forces the former Robin to follow after her, though much slower because he's human. Eventually he makes the way over there, and they have this fun little banter back and forth. And I love the subtle way they showed off some of Wonder Girl's abilities in this episode. Titans just continues to surprise me week by week, both in a good way and sometimes a bad way. This week, very, very good. Donna then asks Dick, why is he really here? He says, well, I quit. She says, oh, I already know that. You told me that months ago or years ago. He's like, no, I quit being Robin. I burned the suit. And she's like, what? Why you do that, crazy rich boy? That's part of your history, and that was expensive. I still have my suit hanging up in the closet. Back with Starfire and company, they're chilling on a train, talking, and getting to know Raven's mom a little bit better. Though Corey is having trouble adjusting, and she keeps seeing visions, and the pain in her head is getting worse. So she's trying to drown her sorrows in alcohol, which isn't really working all that well. She can't really shake the feeling either that she's being watched, and it's driving her crazy and making her paranoid. Elsewhere, back at the Dick and Donna show, we find the two hanging out in an art gallery somewhere. Actually, I think this place is showing off Troy's pictures that she takes with her camera. She also tells Grayson to lighten up and mingle and have some fun while she works. This is the one thing that kind of disconnected me from Titans Grayson just a little bit. It's a huge difference compared to what we've seen Dick Grayson in the past. They made him more or less socially awkward in this, which most people won't have an issue with, but me being the comic guru that I am, this bothers me quite a bit, since Dick is a social butterfly of the DC universe, which is part of his charm and his character, and even annoyance to his friends. They don't like that about him. And he doesn't care. You know, he's more or less this guy that will push you out of your comfort zone and be the life of the party. That's Dick Grayson. But not Titans Robin. He is a stick in the mud or a lost puppy waiting around for Donna Troy to come back and play with him. And he just makes everybody in the room just feel so awkward. It's like a clingy boyfriend type scenario. And people are just trying to get him to politely leave the art exhibit because he's ruining the artsy fun. And of course, he follows Donna Troy wherever she's going. So, I mean, that was kind of like a Picard facepalm moment for me a little bit. You know, I was just like, oh, okay, this is kind of whatever. So back aboard the train, Star's having more painful mind flashes. I think that's a thing. She tries to drink the pain away, but it doesn't really work. Beast Boy then offers to have a drink with her for a little comedic gold stuff there. The actor is really good, Ryan Potter. He was funny, although he can't hold his liquor very well and gets drunk after just one shot. And then he says throughout the episode, my hands feel tingly and numb. Am I supposed to feel numb? Which gets a laugh from Starfire every once in a while. So over by the bar, we see this dude who's staring at Corey. I don't really know who he is. He's just this guy. And she goes over there, flirts a little bit, and then sits back down and watches the dude from afar. But anyway, Raven and her mom are having more warm fuzzies together, and we learn more about the mother's past. She also assures Rachel that her father can't bother them anymore, meaning Trigon might actually be dead, in a physical sense. But Rachel's powers, she does say, comes from his side of the family. So dear old dad is the reason why Rachel is kind of weird, the ring chick. That's who Rachel reminds me of. She doesn't remind me of a mystical user. The way that they have this character, it's like that weird character from The Ring. So we then catch up with Donna Troy speaking with some nasty poachers, showing off their merchandise and having Troy snap photos of the cargo. She then comes across a live bear and they give her a sniper rifle and tell her to shoot the bear for fun. And she's like, I'm sorry, I only use my camera to shoot things. And they're like, okay, whatever. So little did they know, though, that Wonder Girl is actually planning on busting all of them, and they just infuriated her even more. So now she really wants to wipe out this entire ring. But then, of course, Grayson shows up Ninja Commando style and wipes out everybody in the warehouse without his Robin suit. Anyway, Donna is wicked ticked with him, saying how he just blew her operation out of the water, and she didn't want to take down one poacher, she wanted to get the whole kit and caboodle. She then told Grayson to snap some photos of her, and she lies down next to an unconscious goon, and he's like, why am I doing this? And she's like, because you ruined my ops, that's why, jerk. And then she says they need to talk. And Grayson's like, I'm in trouble, aren't I? She's like, you're always in trouble. And he's like, am not. And then she calls him Bird Boy. So you can see more cute back and forth banter between these two. And I just want to kind of stop it right there. In this universe, Donna and the other sidekicks might be responsible for Robin's nicknames as well, like the Boy Wonder, Bird Boy, Flying Grayson, all that other stuff. Though Donna uses them out of love, and it's not really meant as an insult, mostly, except when she's mad. And then it's kind of like when my wife uses my full name when I'm in trouble. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. I could see how some people would think that these two could have a romantic past, but in this show, I really feel like they're going for the brother and sister dynamic, where their parents work together a lot, and instead of like the girl next door type relationship that could blossom into a romance, these are two kids that got to know each other in a family setting, and even though their parents may have digged one another, they came across as a brother and sister relationship, which is totally cool. So hence why Donna would be dropped off and would hang out with Alfred and Grayson. Anyway, back to Donna's place. The two catch up and talk about old times. Here we also learn more about Wonder Girl's origin for Titans, which is her classic origin story, by the way, not the new 52 garbage of her being made out of clay and a monster that will one day destroy Themyscira and all that other stuff. She's a normal girl raised by the Amazons, and Wonder Woman kind of raised her like a big sister / stepmom type deal. The best way to explain this is, if you guys have seen anime, it's not uncommon for an older sister to raise all her siblings because the parents are either dead or they're working somewhere in Japan or overseas, so she has to raise everybody. It happens in anime all the time, so there you go. So when Diana brought Donna under her wing, so to speak, she raised her with love and gave her all the support she needed. So she says Bruce kind of did the opposite for Dick Grayson. Instead of filling his life with love and moving on from what happened with his parents, Bruce filled Dick's life with rage and violence. So maybe foreshadowing to an all-star Batman and Robin type relationship, minus Dick being forced to eat rats and never being respected by his Bat Dad. I also love this illustration she paints for Dick about the difference between Batman and Wonder Woman as heroes. Donna says that Wonder Woman was born to help the innocent and Batman was created to punish the guilty. What a great contrast between hope and pain. It's just, the show is so good. But just when Dick is feeling terrible and wanting to, like, you know how when a relative makes you upset and you're eating and you just kind of want to sink down in your chair and ignore the world, maybe cry a little. So he's about to do that, but she says something comforting to him that, you know what? That's them, and that's not us. That is never going to be us. We are not going to be the new Wonder Woman or the new Batman. We are our own people. And she says, when I left being Wonder Girl, Diana didn't pressure me about quitting or made me feel bad, unlike what happened with you and Bruce for you leaving and that argument you had, which I'm sure they're going to show us in maybe allude to it more, or maybe there'll be an actual flashback where Robin quit. I don't know. But what we can gather from this episode is that Wonder Woman is very supportive and loving of her little sister, and she's cool with whatever Donna wants to do with her life. And I think that's kind of awesome. See, Wonder Girl really honestly believes that she can help the world better out, not as Wonder Girl, but as Donna Troy. And no, I still don't know what she does for a job. Maybe she's a reporter or an FBI agent. I don't know. So in short, Donna says, she wanted to be her own woman, and it's cool that she has the respect of the Amazons. And even Wonder Woman still talks to her from time to time, even though she's retired, meaning Cassie might be Wonder Girl now. There I go again. It's probably because Young Justice is coming out in January. My mind is just like going full autopilot, thinking about all these different DC properties and how they can mesh together in this universe, because this universe is so good. Whew. Okay, so Dick responds with, saying, hey, I'm trying to get my life in order here, and stuff happened, some bad stuff. And she says, look, you can never be a civilian. You lost that chance when you became Robin. And you can't be Robin anymore because of all the good Robin did. Ultimately, he was an echo chamber for Bruce's pain and for yours. Donna Troy dropping some serious truth bombs, getting all psychological. And especially, I love how she is really focusing on the heart of the matter. Like, this is a great conversation. Robin was Batman's creation, not Dick Grayson's. If he wants to help people and be a hero again, then he must become someone else or something else. And I loved this Nightwing prep talk and the deep love for one another that these two characters have. She then tells him, you are going to kick some serious bad guy booty, and you should do it. Just go for it. And Dick says, but I'm not going to be Batman. And she's like, good. I don't want you to be Batman or Robin. I know, Shadow. And then he's like, well, who will I become? And she says, I don't know, dude, but it's going to be awesome. And I second that. He then takes a drink and says, so why do you got to be right all the time? And she says, simple, older, smarter, prettier. You know the drill. I love her. Keep in mind, she is a new character making her debut in the show, but how well this episode was written, you feel like she's been a part of Dick's life and this DC universe for the past 15 years. Like, the actress is amazing. I can't praise her enough for a newcomer. She has established a long-standing history for this universe's Batman and Robin in just a few short conversations. I really loved how Donna has filled the Superman carrying role perfectly, too, in that kind of like transition from Robin to Nightwing, where Dick went to Superman and he told him the story about Nightwing and Flamebird. So, I mean, this was a little bit different. She's being supportive and trying to push him in a new direction. So I like the gentle nod to the whole person with superpowers kind of helping put Nightwing on the right path again. And I really do believe in episode 10, we'll see Robin become Nightwing before the episode 11 finale. Sadly, next week, like I've been hinting at, is a flashback episode. So whatever happens at the end of this episode is not going to be resolved until not this week, but the week after. She then asks for Dick's phone so she can send the photos of the mobster that, she was trailing to prove that, that psycho ninja knocked me out too. And while she's searching through the phone, she finds this weird picture from Corey's bunker, and it's an ancient language, which Donna can actually read because she's an Amazon. And Dick is like, you could tell me what that says? And she's like, why do you have an offshoot of Sumerian on your phone? So for the most part, the rest of the episode revolves around the train to Ohio. Starfire eventually attacks the dude who's been shadowing her, and even though he says, I'm innocent, I'm a nobody, a couple scenes later, he's talking into his coat like, she's on the train. So it turns out that he's a U.S. Marshal after Corey. And if you're wondering, why in the world is the U.S. government after Corey? Well, she's kind of killed some people. She's beat up some cops at the site of Rachel's stepmom's house. She burned that one dude at the gas station on camera. She's a wanted person by law enforcement, and they have been trailing her for months. And also might have tied her to the murder of the nuclear family, too, back at that hotel. We don't know. The FBI eventually stops the train and goes after Starfire, who is being cornered, and she blows up the entire train, most likely killing even more people. So they go to Rachel's mom's house. Corey's headache is actually getting a lot worse by this point, so there must be something very evil inside of this house, which makes me think that the mom might not be on the up and up. Like, bringing Rachel back to the house is what's going to usher Trigon's return. I'm just speculating, but you know what I like to do. So not far from here is the Titans minivan, which is just facepalm moment. Donna's in the car translating the alien language and tells Dick that this is a mission statement for a person called Knight or Starfire, who's supposed to take control or take out the Raven. Dick is shocked, like, okay, we gotta get there quick. And back at the mom's house, Rachel uses her powers and tries to restore Starfire's mind, and then cliffhanger! Wow! Great episode, right? I don't want to tell you guys exactly what happens because I don't want to spoil it, but it's a surprise moment. But yeah, this episode was really good. I don't even think my review really does it justice, but I really challenge you guys and gals to watch it. It's one of the best episodes of a superhero show to date. Donna Troy steals the show. Like, no matter what happens, and if she's not around in later episodes, you are going to want her to be in this show to interact with all the other characters because she is bringing the DC Universe past all these superheroes to mingle with the new heroes, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire. And she's also going to be there for his transition from Robin to Nightwing. So, I mean, this is just a really cool moment for the show. And I want her to be a regular. She has to be a regular. It also makes me wish for a Donna Troy show showing more of the DC Universe, but I know that can't really happen because of the DC films, bad embargoes, and all that other stuff. But we can all agree that Titans is better than the DC Cinematic Universe at this point, minus Aquaman. I'm viewing Lord of the Water Rings as kind of its own separate thing because it's awesome from what I hear. So this week, fans are kind of divided, though, saying that they believe Corey is in fact not Starfire, but Blackfire, the evil sister of Starfire, which is how fans are trying to rationalize Corey killing so many people in the show. While it's true that Blackfire has posed as Starfire from time to time and tricked the Titans in the comics and cartoons, I'm pretty sure that this version of Starfire is a killer, something that Dick will help her stop doing eventually or not. Even in the Convergence comics, a married Starfire and Nightwing, he had to try to tell her to stop killing people, and she was doing it because she wanted her city and her world to survive, so she could stay with Dick. So, I mean, Starfire sometimes kills people. It's what she does. I also like to think that they made Starfire kind of like an intergalactic cop of sorts, and her mission is to stop Raven from opening the portal to Trigon's return in this physical realm, which would destroy probably the DC Universe. I can also see Donna getting involved to stop Corey as well. Maybe she's trying to protect Dick, who gets hurt, trying to get Starfire off of Rachel, which would cause Troy to go super crazy Amazon because her best friend just got hurt, which I can't see Donna and Corey becoming best friends after this, but, you know, I think it's still going to be pretty awesome. Missing plot lines is still the whole Detective Grayson thing. It hasn't been resolved or even looked at all. So he's probably just going to get fired and become Nightwing without, like, any hitch. Which is too bad because the whole Detective or Cop Grayson storyline is a great Chuck Dixon run, which you guys should totally read in the comics. All in all, I give this episode a 4 out of 5 Birdarangs. Fantastic episode. I love the Donna and Dick story elements. The train stuff was, nyeh. Beast Boy's comedy was great. And the cliffhanger was super unexpected and made me super excited for next week, which won't happen for 2 weeks. Because again, filler episode this coming week. Bah! In the comment section below, tell me what you thought about this week's episode. Special thanks to my patrons for making content on this channel possible. Hopefully, all of you guys are loving this Titans podcast-style review. As for other stuff I'll be doing, this week I'll be streaming the Aquaman LEGO DC Supervillains DLC at 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, so look forward to that. And I have another Titans review for you guys, probably Saturday is when I'm going to get it up. Then, of course, in January, I've got you guys covered with Young Justice episode reviews. Thanks so much for watching Titans Episode 8 Donna Troy review, and until we meet again, Have a great evening. Peace, guys and gals.